Hello, welcome to Memories of Mann. Simple conversations with some of our senior residents about the lives they have led and some of their memories from long ago and far away. In our last chat with Harold Moore, Harold talks about the joys of being a young man around town before the war, the old ferry bridge, and the pleasures of sweet peas. So what about, you're on with the gangs for a long time through the corporation? So
43 years.
43 years. So is that for the rest of your working life, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd had enough by then.
And do you see a lot of changes?
Oh my God. Changes. Well, at one time, there was no such thing as a health service. Before the war, if you were out of work, you had a job to get any work. But if you were out of work, you got nothing. And then they brought it in that you got what they call a relief ticket. It was a little blue ticket which you could only get groceries from. Couldn't get anything else, cigarettes, had to be groceries.
So things are a bit better now, do you reckon?
Oh my God, different world altogether. We had it hard as kids, but you didn't think it then. But you know, people didn't lock their houses. My mother and father, they went out to work if they could get it, and the door was never locked. It was always open for us kids. I used to bring other kids in and make ice lollies and all sorts. Dear me, I don't know.
So do the kids now have it too easy, do you think, or just different?
I wouldn't be like to be a child today. No. We went out the fields. The boys all had bogies. You know a bogie?
No, what's that then?
Oh, pram wheels on the axle. And they make a little box with handles on it for all the pots and pans in. Pinch the spuds from the garden and off out camping all day. Yes. Used to go to a little place called the Ferry Bridge. Do you know where the Ferry Bridge is?
Well, I know there's one round Quegg Way.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Through Cowan's Lane. Instead of going across the river, you turn right, and then they made it all into a tip. It was a tip in the 70s, for years. They filled it in about 15 foot deep, all tip. Yeah. Pulrose was surrounded by tip.
That's right.
Which was wrong, but they did. That's when there's lots of private stiff cart owners, and they'd all have their horses going round the town, emptying the bins and rubbish, and they all brought it round Pulrose, where you see Springfield now. In between Springfield and Pulrose, it's a football field now. That was all tip. And during the war, the army used to train there, and it had Bren gun carriers. I seen one overturn.
Wow.
With the tip being different levels, they were doing it on different levels, you see. That's to make it more compact. And these Bren gun carriers, they'd have a couple of men on the back with a Bren gun and a driver and tracks. And he'd come down the side of the tip. I seen one turn over, and the dispatch drivers getting punctures because there's nothing else but glass and nails and all sorts. It used to come off, oh dear. Yeah.
Tough old life then. Tough old life that was.
Aye.
So would you have your time again? Do you think if you could go back and do your time again, would you change anything, or you just think no?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
And you wouldn't fancy being a young chap again in the 2020s?
Drugs, we'd never heard of drugs. No. The only drug we ever heard about was the opium smokers. They used to get a hubbly bubblies, get a big glass and all that, about 6 of them.
Or even on the Isle of Man?
No, I don't think so. I've seen some officers in the army doing it. Yes. I had to go to the officers' mess with something. And in there, the buggers weren't half playing up. They had this big hubbly bubbly there, smoking it. That'd be, I don't know, poppy opium or something.
Yeah.
Opium smokers. Aye.
So what do you reckon your favourite part of your life was? Was it the younger years when you're a young lad, or in
Yes.
the army years, or when do you think looking back were your happiest years you
when I
enjoyed
was-
most?
When we were young, yes. We used to have concerts in our garden. We had quite a big garden in Pulrose. And grass and, oh yes. My father used to grow potatoes and, oh yes. But we used to have fun in the gardens. There was no television then. Not everybody had a wireless.
No, of course.
We had a wireless that my uncle made, or a friend of my father's, and it was only a piece of net curtain over a box with valves in, and it had 2 batteries, a wet battery and a dry battery. And with the war being on, when the news was on and the battery was getting low, you'd all be round it listening until Saturday, when Randall's used to have a shop in Fountain Cliff.
Yes. Randall's accumulators or something
That's
like that?
right,
Yeah.
yes. They used to come round with the wet batteries.
Well,
For
funny.
6pence.
Funny you should mention Randall's, because my mum's best friend was Kath Randall, who was married to the chap who ran the business, I think, back in the day.
Wasn't Sid Randall? Was
Sid, yeah, that's right.
he lived by me.
Really?
Didn't he have his legs off?
He did, yeah.
Yeah. I used to cut their hedge for them.
Hey, how about that, you see? Well, Sid, yeah, there was Sid married to Kath, and Kath was my mum's bridesmaid, I think.
Yes. Ah. Yes,
Yeah.
she only lived I used to cut the hedge for them.
When I knew them, they used to live up Ballabrewy way. I think Ballabrewy Drive or Ballabrewy Way or something like that when I knew them.
Ballabrewy Avenue.
Avenue, there we are.
Yeah. Let's see, I'll give you the number. Can I? We were 75, 73, 71, 69. It'll be 65.
There we go, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good memory, you see. So you did gardening as well?
Oh, yes. I've got a little patch out here.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, still do some veggies or?
No, mostly sweet peas.
Oh, lovely.
But I give all the girls a turn on the tables, a bunch of sweet peas. They're coming every day now.
They're gorgeous. I've got some at home.
The more you cut them, the more you get. Yeah. They don't last long.
No, but when you get that scent, it's all worthwhile.
Yeah.
That smell. Gorgeous.
But going back pre-war, the promenade was alive and used to have horse and carts. When the tide went out, to get the visitors to go on the boats, the rowing boats, used to have horses carrying a flat cart, pulling a flat cart, and the horse would be out up to his belly, and just enough for the boat to float, and then all the people would get on the boat. That was carry on it was. And there was only one motorboat. It was called the I'm Alone. I think it was a shilling to go on that. That would take them round the bay.
Some wonderful memories. We could chat on for hours, you know, Harold. Thanks ever so much for talking to us today on the programme. It's been lovely talking to you, and we wish you well with your sweet peas.
Well, you could have a bunch for the wife, but there's no none. I cut the last ones this morning.